I guess we would just start off just like, what's the business in general? Like, what do you do? Yeah, I would just start with
Sure.
that.
No,
Mhm.
absolutely. So basically, the business is called Resiligence, and the website is tipnow.com, T as in Tom, IPNOW.com. The vision for the business and mission for the business is safe campuses. And we just heard about the shootings in high school in Georgia just a few days back. Our mission is to prevent violence on campuses. And we have been around for a while. We got started after the Virginia Tech shootings. That was my inspiration, if you will, to start the business. And as we know, during Virginia Tech, that was 2007, April, Joe actually shot down 32 individuals at Virginia Tech. And at that time, I was a professor at Bethany University here in Silicon Valley. And I said, I need to do something about this to prevent violence on campuses. Was thinking about how to do that. And one idea popped into my head. What if students report suspicious activity anonymously using texting? So that was the seed thought. And at that time, Apple had launched the iPhone. So my fellow professors were complaining. They had teenagers at that time, and they were complaining about $3,000 cell phone bills because their teenage sons and daughters were texting all the time, and it was charging them 30 cents or 40 cents per text. And I said, I will increase their bill even more and make the campus safer. So that's where the idea came. And I launched Tip Now. And so that's the story of the founding.
Wow,
Cool.
yeah,
Very
Yeah, that
cool.
sounds so
sounds
inspirational.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the thing is, in entrepreneurship, it's always about solving problems. And I'm sure you have heard about this in your classes. And uh, we need to develop an eye to see problems because not many really think about it. But if we develop an eye to recognize problems, even as you go about your day, whether you're reading a book or reading an article, watching the news, uh, you know, you will see there are so many opportunities. It's just ridiculous. And but people don't see it because they are not thinking about it that way. Because all entrepreneurship is to identify problems and figure out a solution to solve it. And the only thing we need to make sure is it's a big enough problem for a big enough number of people with a reasonable market size so that it is valuable.
Yes, yes, yeah. Of course, identifying the problem is the main issue, I guess the main step in starting a business, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the 80% of the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you had any, I guess, like previous experience in like training your mind to identify these such opportunities?
I think not really. See, we need to prepare ourselves and do our personal development always, you know. So the opportunity will come eventually, you know, but then we need to be studying hard, you know, make sure we are doing a great job in all that is expected out of us in the classes that you're taking. And you all made it to Purdue. So I know you all are good students, which is a great start. But after that, we need to network. We need to attend the leadership series that is there at Purdue, attend networking events, talk to people, just continue to network on LinkedIn. the mindset should be, I'm going to network with as many people as possible. And even if it doesn't make sense to go to a networking meeting, go, because the opportunities arise out of the weirdest meetings, and in my experience, I have even driven like 3 hours to meet one person and then drove 3 hours back, and to Sacramento, for example, and I didn't know whether it's going to be useful. So logic doesn't work always. It's also a gut feel. And for me, I'm a person of faith, so I believe that God also leads, and that way, we are kind of thinking, okay, I'm going to go here because I'm being led to go there. And those are the meetings where the greatest benefit will come out of, where you don't think it will be that way, but it happens. So in terms of preparation, to answer your question, I'll continue to prepare. It's not in our life should be a preparation for meeting that opportunity that will come, So everything that we do it with great focus, great determination, great discipline, reading books, understand what your purpose is, which direction you're getting to, and then read books along those lines. So for example, for me, it was all about leadership. I enjoy leadership, and I knew that I have a calling in that area. I wrote a book on leadership in 2007. Actually, it's called Moving from Vision to Reality. And so I read a lot of leadership books, because you cannot do everything. So you need to kind of narrow down as you move along in your career. Initially, you can be broad, but narrow down into areas that you feel you can contribute. And that is a continual preparation in life. And when the opportunity comes, you're already prepared. So it's not that you are just preparing for a season, but it's a lifelong thing. And I'm sure all of you made it to Purdue, so you all have a good discipline and have goals in life that you have. You didn't say, well, I'm going to take a break, or I'm going to go to the local community college, because even being in the environment that you are is huge. Environment matters a lot, because you're seeing others persevering, others pursuing big dreams, and that iron sharpens iron. That's the way the world works. So also, it's important who your friends are. Do not hang out with the wrong crowd. You will find the wrong crowd even at Harvard, and I'm sure you'll find the wrong crowd at Purdue. So my encouragement to you is, do not hang out with the wrong crowd, and hang out with people who have a dream, who have a vision, who want to do something with their lives, who want to contribute, make lives better for others. In business, it's all about solving problems and having the heart of a servant, really serving people to solve problems. And if you have that mindset, you will really enjoy the journey, because many people will go with the mindset of, well, I want to make so much money. Do not set goals like that. I want to make $1 million before I'm 25, or whatever that number is. That's not the way to live life. The way to set goals is, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to solve some big problems. And the bigger the problem you solve, more money that will come to you. And that's a given. So our goal should never be, well, I want to make millions of dollars. Of course, you should set revenue goals in business, but that should not be your life goal. So sorry for the long answer to your short question, but our entire life is preparation for an opportunity. And you guys are young. It's an amazing place. You already are being trained. You will see big opportunities now, especially in AI. AI is the future, and I really know that you all will make a big difference in the world.
Yeah, a lot of what you're actually saying is what we've learned in class. That's like really cool. You're like saying like all the entrepreneurship, the wisdom is coming. It's just like how, the customer is the priority. You should be a servant to the customer. It's customer focused.
Yeah,
How success is where opportunity meets preparedness. So
absolutely.
really resounding, what you're saying.
Absolutely, Samit.
So, okay, we have another question.
Yeah.
It is, okay, it's two parts. What is the best experience you've had while making this business or being an entrepreneur in general?
See, I think entrepreneurship is challenging. Uh, it's not for the faint-hearted, but it is very exciting. You know, there are some people who are cut out to be an entrepreneur, and there are some who are not. And if you want a life that is stable, 9 to 5 kind of a mindset, and that's not bad. Actually, you can really live an amazing life doing that, and there is nothing wrong in it. For me personally, even taking a step to launch the business itself is a thrilling experience, because not many will take that step. Everyone has dreams. If you really talk to people, you'll find everyone has a dream that they have never worked on, and they will never get the boldness to work on. And but the entrepreneurs will take that step out of the boat, and they will say, okay, I'm going to walk on water. And so that is, I think, the most thrilling thing to do, even to say, I'm going to work on my dream. So for me personally, I was extremely motivated by the solution to the problem. And for example, we have prevented 4 active shooters so far with our technology. And so it always comes back. And, if we have prevented 4 active shooters and we want to prevent more, thousands more, or prevent all of them, that is exhilarating. Those experiences, there is no words to explain, because you feel you started with a piece of paper and a dream in your heart, and now you see the product, you see customers using the product, you see the impact based on the original vision. There is no more exhilarating experience than that. And so I think, yeah, that those are the bright spots. And there can be also experiences that are discouraging, even within a day. You might win a customer and then you lose another customer within a day. So I think being and be ready for all experiences, and don't try to be stable. Don't get too hyped up if you get a customer, and don't get too down if you lose a customer. And those are the extremes, of course. But enjoy the day. And it is challenging, but be disciplined, do what you need to do, uh, keep pushing, build a team, and keep pushing the vision forward. As an entrepreneur, you need to be a visionary, casting vision to others, inspiring others, develop good communication skills. I think if entrepreneurs have good communication skills, that will be huge. And work on it. Read books. Do public speaking. Take a step of faith. Join Toastmasters. Those things will prepare you to be equipped, and there will be positive experiences, there will be some negative experiences, but we keep charging along. It's all about perseverance. And it's like one preacher, a Christian preacher, Charles Spurgeon, has said, by perseverance the snail reached the Noah's Ark. I don't know if you know the story of Noah's Ark, but it's all about perseverance in entrepreneurship. And we have to you cannot give up. Even as Winston Churchill has said, never, 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 never quit. And that should be our mission. We are not here to quit. We are going to figure out a path for the business to succeed.
I really like that. I actually enjoy everything you're saying. This is super interesting. So I'm happy we got the chance to meet with you. I know you mentioned you wrote a book back in 2007, and I know you explained what Tip Now was, but were there any other projects or businesses or anything that comes to mind that you worked on before or after Tip Now?
Yeah, very good question, Owen. So recently, I have launched another business, an AI company. It's called the Remnant.ai. You can check it out, the Remnant.ai. And again, it's all about solving problems, as I said. All the AI LLM models out there are all kind of very liberal in values. And I felt, and our team felt, that there is a gap there to build AI for the conservative community, for human first focused AI, non-woke. I don't know if you've heard the term woke, WAOKE. So we are focused on non-woke, human first, and wisdom trained AI. So this is a brand new company, and AI definitely is going to be the future. We're just getting started with this company, but TipNow is my main focus right now. And we are working on a project right now for video analytics to detect weapons, to detect intrusion, to detect license plates, to detect crowding, and on and on. It's AI driven. And in fact, help me get into Purdue, talk to your police department and set up a meeting. Maybe you guys can be TipNow ambassadors for Purdue. And I think we are going to make Purdue safer. And I've heard about some of the incidents that have happened in the last couple of years. And my mission personally is to make campuses safer. And so anyway, so those are some of the projects. Again, for example, recently a friend of mine talked to me about issues with shark attacks, on several beaches. And I'm sure we all have read about it. So we were just chatting, and I said, hey, you know what? We could possibly do video analytics for shark detection, and we are actually working on that project right now. So that's one way you identify problems, because somebody else will come and tell you about the problem. One thing about entrepreneurship is you don't need to know everything. You just need to have the vision. And even you don't need to understand how to solve the problem. You just need to have a vision to solve the problem. You run with it, and you'll find good people who will come to you, and they might have the solution. You don't need to have everything. You just need a vision. And I think most entrepreneurs think they need to know everything, and that can be discouraging. But if you just identify the problem and just say, hey, I'm going to solve this problem, even if you don't know what to do, that's a great start. And then you talk to people, and they'll say, hey, I know this, and we can do this, And somebody else will say, I know this, and we can do this. And your job is to put everything together, put everyone together, inspire them, motivate them, so that you don't need to pay them. They'll still deliver the solution if you inspire them enough. And I think that's where leadership comes into the picture. That's where inspiring others comes into the picture. That's where, first of all, you need to be motivated yourself. Only inspired people will inspire others. If you're not inspired, then forget about it. Entrepreneurship is all about, are you inspired about a problem? And then you can inspire others to join hands with you to execute it.
Yes, yeah, I completely agree. But you also mentioned how inspiring others, right, can help them help you, not without not necessarily being like, paid for. So yeah, a big issue that you have to solve when starting a company is to find the funding. So how do you think, or what was your strategy in the funding of your early startups?
Oh, really good question. See, there are various ways of skinning the cat. Of course, the funding route is the easier route. And in terms of the entrepreneur's experience in the journey, it's not necessarily easy to raise funding, but it will be easier for the entrepreneur and the others in the company if the funding is there. But having said that, obviously, you need to have a good business plan, a good idea, good problem to solve, good solution, understanding of the market, understanding the competitors, writing that business plan down. Not only that, entrepreneurs need to be connected, and it's not easy. It takes time to network and to talk to the right people. So that's one route. We just keep persevering. As I said, make that cold phone call. It's like Steve Jobs, when he was 12 years old, he picked up the phone book. Obviously, this was probably 60s, and called, I think it was William Hewlett that he called, of the Hewlett Packard family. And he said, and he picked up the phone and he said, "Can I have some parts for a frequency counter?" And he said, "Yeah, we'll send you parts." And he got an internship at HP, building frequency counters that summer. So never hesitate to pick up the phone and call someone that you want to talk to, because not many will attempt that. People will say, "I don't think I can get in touch with Elon Musk or somebody, and it is not easy. I will not say it's easy, but nothing to lose. If you don't connect, you still are in the same position you are in. So, so the point is, there are two routes. One is funding route. The second is a bootstrap route, where it is the hardest thing to do. And we did that with Tip Now, by the way. It is very hard to do because you need to generate revenues, you need to pay bills, you need to take care of your family. And again, as I said, it is possible to do. And you can start part-time, doing that. Do moonlighting, work in the evenings. Have a job and work in the evenings and say, "This is my mission." Or another route is just take a step of faith and do some consulting and launch the business. But first, develop some good skill sets that are marketable, where you could be doing consulting, you could be teaching, you could be coaching someone. That way, there will be some revenue source. And if your parents are funding you, then even better. That's easy. Get the money from your parents, But obviously, not all the parents have the kind of money to fund a startup. But my point is, there are two routes. One is get funded from angels or friends and family, and then VCs. That's one definitely good route. Not easy to execute for the first-time entrepreneur, but it's possible. The second route is bootstrapping. And the amazing part now, guys, is bootstrapping has become much easier now with AI. And, I don't know if you guys have seen the recent Eric Schmidt video where he said, AI, where is it going? He was talking about that. Within a year or two, he was talking about TikTok and how if TikTok is banned, then what we could do. And he said, TikTok is banned. You can tell the AI model, the LLM, saying, take a copy of TikTok, get all the users' information. I'm just giving an example that he shared. Obviously, this is a little exaggeration, but I think it's almost true. And launch an app, and if within 1 hour it doesn't go viral, do something else. Anyway, the point is the opportunity for bootstrapping is now, because you can literally launch a business in a day, launch a product in a day. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but my point is, if you have a good problem that you're solving and you have a good idea to solve that problem, especially I'm talking about software here, obviously, and you could build that product almost overnight and push it out. So anyway, in fact, in the remnant.ai business, we have a model where entrepreneurs can come in and we'll help them accelerate their product and vision on AI. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. There are two threads. One is VC funding or angel funding. The other thread is bootstrapping.
Yeah, that's in-depth, really good in-depth explanation of what the opportunities are. So yeah, so funding, of course, is just one of these issues or problems that you have to solve, and multiple more are going to come along the way of creating a business. What do you think personally your biggest setback was when creating this startup?
Yeah, the thing is, there will be a lot of challenges along the way, and we need to be prepared to pivot. We need to be prepared to change things always. Things don't happen in the same sequence as you want them to happen. Things don't happen the same way that you desire. So every time I have faced a problem, the way to think is, how can I sustain the business? How can I change to move towards accomplishing the vision? And COVID happened. So that was the biggest setback for TipNow, without a doubt, by far, because our business was focused on campuses. Guess what happened during COVID? Campuses were shut down. And we could have shut down the business easily, but that we didn't do that. So what we did is we pivoted, and we pivoted into development. So we got a few customers to do software development for them. That's how we sustained the company. And now we are back on to make campuses safer. So the point is, setbacks will definitely come. There will be trials, there will be tribulations, there will be times that you are overwhelmed. There will be times you think, well, my friends are better off. They took 9-to-5 jobs. They have 5 homes in Silicon Valley, and those times will come. And again, it's your decision. At the end of the day, you preferred a particular path of entrepreneurship. And definitely, if you are cut out for persevering, if you're cut out to be able to face new challenges, even on a daily basis, then that's for you. And so that was the biggest challenge that I faced in TipNow. And but I think it's all about, I'm repeating the word perseverance, but I think I cannot emphasize that enough. If you are not a person who perseveres, entrepreneurship is not for you, because companies taking off within a few weeks of launch, that's more a fairy tale than the true story, And it has happened in the past for a few companies, but typically there is a lot of adjustment from the entrepreneur. There is a lot of thinking. There is a lot of praying, if I may add, to navigate the stormy seas, if you will.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for your time. That's that's dope. That's really cool. Yeah, but I know Josh told me he had like until like 10 or something. So yeah, but thank you for doing this last minute and everything as well. So,
Thanks so
but it was
much.
nice to meet
We
you.
all really appreciate it.